Lads, lasses and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the channel. I'm Mono from Mono CSC, and these are 5 players that Mauricio Pochettino needs to utilise at Chelsea Football Club. Number 1. Enzo Fernandez. No surprises here, our current most informed player, Enzo Fernandez, is a player that Poch not only needs to fully utilise, but plan the rest of the team around, in my opinion. The Argentine has consistently shown his quality since Chelsea acquired him in January, dropping 7 to 8 out of 10 performances every match day, but not only that, showing the elite ability to pick out passes that many players can't even see, let alone execute. And this is whilst playing completely out of position, resigned to being played in the 6 as a deep-lying playmaker, rather than being further up the pitch where we saw him used to great effect for Benfica and for his national team on the way to winning the World Cup. I fully believe that we're yet to see the best from him too. The potential is there for him to be a generational level talent, as long as he is treated as such and the rest of the team is based around his strengths and weaknesses, mainly bringing in a defensive midfielder to allow him to play in the role that he is best at. For those of you more statistically inclined, it's notable that this year he is currently in the 97th percentile for progressive passes and passes attempted per 90, whilst also being in the 88th percentile for pass completion in comparison to every midfielder in the top 5 leagues. Since he joined the Premier League in January, no player has more progressive passes per 90 than him, and this is with him playing in a defensive role where he could just play back and sideways passes. This, along with his impressive 88th percentile for tackles and 92nd percentile for blocks, is why he is in the conversation for Chelsea's Player of the Year, despite him only arriving halfway through the season. He's a phenomenal talent that has a great future ahead of him, and I, on behalf of all Chelsea fans, hope that Pochettino can fully unlock that potential and transform him into the world-class player that we know he can be. Number 2. Christopher Nkunku. Despite still not being officially announced, one of the players we know is heading to the blue side of London is exciting attacking talent Christopher Nkunku. The French-born forward has been performing excellently for German side RB Leipzig these last 2 seasons, scoring 20 goals and bagging 13 assists in the 2021-22 Bundesliga season, and racking up 13 and 3 currently in this season, despite playing in 11 less matches this time around. He is an incredibly versatile player, being able to thrive in multiple positions, coming in from the left wing, playing as a second striker, a false 9, and in his main position as an attacking midfielder. As we know, Mauricio Pochettino likes to utilise a cam or a second forward in the 4-2-3-1 formation, similarly to how he used Dele Alli during his spell at Tottenham Hotspur. Nkunku is a perfect mix of threatening forward and attacking midfielder, and would excel in this role, not only being impressive himself, but unlocking the other attacking threats in the team. In comparison to other forwards in the top 5 leagues, he absolutely blows them out of the water statistically, being in the high 80s to high 90s percentile for non-penalty goals, expected assists, shot creating actions, passes attempted, passes completed, progressive passes, successful take-ons, interceptions, and progressive passes received. It's green across the board for the ex-Parisian, with many a red balloon to show for it, and long may it continue in the blue of Chelsea. Number 3. Malo Gusto. Speaking of balloons, another one of Chelsea's soon-to-be arriving players is, as of recording this, current birthday boy Malo Gusto. Gusto is going to be an extremely important acquisition as long as Pochettino utilises him correctly. We have seen in recent times that Reece James's availability is not always guaranteed, and Malo Gusto is an exciting prospect that will be waiting in the wings for when he is required. Not only that, but I believe there will be a healthy competition for the right-back spot next season, pushing both young fullbacks to elevate their games. Playing for a relatively average Lyon this season, the Frenchman from Décines-Charpieu has been impressive this season, although unfortunately his game time has been limited due to a hamstring injury he suffered late on in the campaign. But his stats are still impressive despite this, being an excellent passer and dribbler with the ball as well as a competent defender. He is in a higher percentile than 90 for attempted passes, progressive carries, and progressive passes received, as well as being in a decently impressive 87th percentile for interceptions. For a rotational player only just now entering his 20s, this is more than enough for him to fill in for the ever-impressive James, though he may need a bit of work in the final third if he is to reach that next level. All in all, as long as Poch gets the most out of him and allows him enough game time, I think that the ex-Lyon Lion will fit right in to the pride of London. Number 4. Levi Colwill. What more needs to be said? Levi Colwill, in my opinion, is the best young centre-back in the league, hands down. The latest in a host of successful Cobham graduates, Levi Colwill is doing exceptionally well this season on loan at the Amex, with the Seagulls often seeming shaky defensively when he is not playing. Looking like a veteran anytime he steps onto the pitch this season, the 20-year-old has caught the eye of many people, including incoming Chelsea manager Mauricio Pochettino. It has been reported that Pochettino wants us to hold on to him at all costs, as he plans to use him next season. And he would be wise to do that considering our specific woes this season. Despite having an often overlooked great defensive record this season, Chelsea have struggled at defending corners and set plays specifically, with goals from high balls into the box being an issue as well. Colwill ranks in the 96th percentile of aerial duels won, and would help stop that being such a glaring issue. Chelsea's struggles have also mainly been at the other end of the pitch, creating clear-cut chances being at an all-time low. Levi would help rectify this issue as he is a phenomenal ball-playing centre-back with a delicious long pass in him. I know that Mykhailo Mudryk, for example, would love the opportunity to latch onto these long balls down the left wing and utilise his pace to create chances. The Englishman ranks in the 99th percentile for passes attempted this season, 92nd percentile for progressive passes, and 94th for progressive carries. His skill set is similar to what Antonio Rudiger provided for us when he played on that left side, almost playing like a second left back at times, and we all know how that turned out. One of the more notable stats though is him being in the 83rd percentile for shot creating actions, meaning that more often than not, he will find a pass that leads to an opportunity to shoot, something that we have severely lacked this season. If Poch can get him playing regularly, under the guidance of the great Thiago Silva, I believe that Colwill will become one of the best centre-backs in the league. The future is exceptionally bright for the Southampton-born centre-back, so let's hope that Pochettino can allow him to be a saint in a blue shirt and brighten up our defence next season. And number 5, Noni Madueke. Another exciting young talent, Noni Madueke has stepped up in recent games and has shown why previous managers have been wrong to not play him. The ex-PSV man has Eden Hazard levels of potential, as long as Mauricio Pochettino and his coaching staff can get him back to having consistent end product. His build-up play and dribbling have been a breath of fresh air onto this stagnant, slow attack that we've had this season, sometimes being the only thing Chelsea fans have had to cheer for in recent times. Once he finds his feet and can get the final ball correct, he is going to be an absolute nightmare for every left back in the league, breezing past them with ease before cutting onto his left foot and providing the team with goals and assists. At the moment, he looks similar to how Adama Traore looked at Middlesbrough, saucy, elegant, but a little lacklustre in the final third. This is partly why I believe it's so important that Poch uses him more often this season in order to complete that puzzle and make him into the star that many of us Chelsea fans know that he can be. And his stats reflect this pretty well, being in the 99th percentile for successful take-ons, 98th for touches in the opposing penalty area, 95th for progressive carries, 94th for progressive passes received. His dribbling stats are undeniably world-class, but the issue is his relatively mediocre 73rd percentile place for his pass completion, as well as very low percentile shot-creating actions produced. He needs work, but he is only 21 and has much to learn, and hopefully this can change with the right coaching. I think the prospect of Reece James or Malo Gusto and Noni Madueke on that right hand side consistently is an exciting one, and we'll have to wait and see how he progresses under the new manager. But that is just something that Pochettino needs to fix, and that was my list. Let me know who you think Mauricio Pochettino needs to utilise in the comment section below, and if you'd be so kind, subscribe to the channel and leave it a like if you enjoyed. Don't forget to tap the notification bell so you never miss a video from me. I've been Mono from Mono CFC, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on you Blues.